I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Let me see. Let me see if I can get my peoples back. Are you coming back? I had a good thing going too. Let me see. Y'all was popping on that thing. We was almost at 100 viewers. We was almost at 100 viewers. Let me see. I'm probably gonna get my people's link. Can y'all hear me? Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Oh, y'all could hear me. Hey, Miss Antoinette. Hey, Candy Goddess. What's up, Sweet Truth? Did I stream it to Facebook? I did, but I'm sorry, y'all. We had a good crowd going. No, I was on live, and then I had to be a wife, and then we had a good thing going. We was almost at 100 people. But how y'all doing today? Hey, friend. I was trying to how to figure something out. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Did I miss anything? No, this actually Hannah Banana. Actually, this is the second live. You missed 40. You missed about 35 minutes of the actual live. It's a live before this one that I did, where I went into a breakdown of some of the tea, and then I had to hop off because my husband needed my help with something, and then I came back. Um, I wanted to kind of get y'all opinions on the Chef Carmen Enrico thing based on what I shared and what you guys know. If y'all have some more information, not just speculation, not just what people are saying, but like stuff you can actually produce. I don't want this stuff like, oh, people delete their lives. I don't want stuff like this is what I feel. No, tell me exactly, like show me things that you know, because there are back-to-back lives on um there are lives on Tay's page where she's updating us saying still no power, still no power, still no power. And we did watch a live with Rico and her together, and they were offered to come to someone's house that had power, but from what I understand neither one of them went. Okay, hey Joe, welcome back you guys. So yeah, but it's interesting. I'm like, Rico and Chef Carmen have a 33 plus year friendship. If you're on Facebook, make your way over to YouTube. I'm going to be clipping Facebook momentarily. I just wanted to let you guys know that we are back and we are live on YouTube. I would love to be able to have a conversation with Rico, Chef Carmen, and Tay to kind of understand some of those conversations that's being dropped. Some of those conversations that are being dropped from those screenshots, because it really gives us no context whatsoever. Let me go tell my people that I'm live. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, the first live is I went into all the details with the story with Rico and Chef Carmen and Tay. I went over some of the text messages and some of the history with that had went down. Now this is something I want to say again. I'm going to be clipping Facebook. Y'all come back over to YouTube. Come back to YouTube. I'm back. Okay. Let me clip Facebook real quick. Save changes. Boom. It seems drastic and permanent, and perhaps that 34-year friendship was a bit one-sided. Just my opinion. Yeah, it could have been. There's a lot of could have been, should have been, or whatever. I really would love to hear Rico speak. You know what I'm saying? And but from where I sit, um, what do you think? Like one-sided as far as like which way does it go, Joe? One-sided from where? I mean, because I'm not gonna hold you. His apartment he lived in was nice. It's not like, he was living in squabbles. His apartment was nice. His furniture was nice. He had this look like a 80-inch screen TV on his wall. It looks like he had internet and cable possibly. From my understanding, from the peek I saw of his kitchen, it was fully equipped. I did not see his bedroom. Um, I did not see his bedroom, but from what Chef Carmen said, he had a king size bedroom suite in one room and a queen size bedroom suite in another room, and it was just him. He had a two-bedroom apartment that was fully furnished. From my understanding, your rent is paid, your utilities is paid, you have access to a card with funds, and one of the people that was in charge of Carmen's account to help keep track of her funds. Now they didn't drop any receipts to show it, but per her accountant, they said that it was a sum of maybe 300 and plus dollars of transactions for like fast food places and stuff like that where he was feeding himself. Now I don't know if they meant while Carmen was away or just during the storm. Carmen said he did not abuse her funds. She could never say that he abused her funds. She had never had a reason to question that way he would take more than he need, but he had the card to do what he needed to do when he needed to do it, whatever he may have needed, on top of the couple of dollars they would send to his personal cash app as well. And I'm like, if you really were making $3,000 plus when y'all were living in Atlanta and you ain't have no overhead, you just was living rent free, you was chilling. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I also had a conversation like in my with my subgroup, and I'm like, the dynamics of um jobs like that is kind of similar to like being a live-in nanny, where they cover your room and board, so you're out of pocket. Cutting the check to you is not the same as if like you just coming and babysitting, because a portion of what you would make is taken out of the fact that I'm providing a roof over your head, um, and paying your expenses and giving you medical coverage and a vehicle to ride and putting gas in it. I don't know. Tay said she would push for him to be more independent and not so codependent for them to take care of him. Maybe Tay and Carmen wasn't on the same page when it came to him though, because it sounds like Carmen was more like, "This my brother, I got him," and Tay was more like, "You a grown man, like you could go out and kind of get your own." You could go out and get your own. But in the same breath, I would wonder, why would that be Tay's perspective? Maybe she meant like, if he wanted more, you could go get more on your own outside of us. That would make sense. Like if it wasn't enough, what they were paying him or putting in his pocket for the side jobs, with the amount of time that he had on his hands, he could have went and got another job. Now, from my understanding, he done relocated, and within less than a week's time, Rico already got a job from wherever he is. Rico has a job for wherever he is. I get things change and folks move on, but why do the most? I don't know, because Carmen had expressed, now this is just what they're saying, that if he was ready to move on and do something different, then they could have just had a conversation. This is what Carmen is saying. Now, I'm just saying what they are saying. I'm not finna say, oh, she was lying. Oh, I don't know that. I'm not there when the camera goes off. I have not heard Rico say anything otherwise. The screenshots they posted not painting that picture for me, because I'm not reading them with the negative undertone. I'm reading them for what they are, and understanding that this was what he was hired to do. Regardless if some people agree with it or not, this is what he was hired to do. This was a part of the reason why he had rent being paid for him and utilities being paid for him, and a car to drive with gas in it. Now, bald tires or not, it was a vehicle he ain't had to pay for. Um, and tires was offered to him via Tay. Carmen said she didn't know about the tires. Carmen said she didn't know about the tires. Tay found out about the tires and told her he would cover the tires, and asked him before she knew he was leaving, "Hey, did you go get the tires? Go get the tires. Did you go find out how much they cost?" Like, and he like, "Oh, I forgot, oh this, oh that," because he was already in the midst of getting up out of there, and Tay just didn't know. Tay didn't know he was on his way up out of there. So when he was supposed to be going to get the tires for the truck is parked because he already gone. You just ain't know he was gone already. He not answering phone calls and talking about he was away from his phone and this, that, and the third, because he was already getting up out of that thing. And he left everything behind. From my understanding, he didn't take anything with him. Maybe he just packed the bag and he got ghost, left everything. And another thing I want to touch on is this. He's from Atlanta. His family is in Atlanta. Atlanta is where they're saying he wanted to go back to. Well, Chef Carmen is in Atlanta. Yes, he left. He left the truck. The truck is in Carmen's name, so he left everything. His family is in Atlanta where Carmen is, and if Carmen offered for you to go to Atlanta with her, and that's where you wanted to go, then why not go back with Carmen? And once you get there, like, listen, I'm going to decide to stay. I don't want to go back. He could have had a family member or friend pick him up the same way he made the phone call from Houston for a friend to come help him. Why wouldn't you just go back home with Carmen and then say, "Hey, I'm staying"? And this is not the first time that Carmen has went to Atlanta and worked. Like, she goes to Atlanta every so often, like, to do her thing. So I have questions. I have questions that I would love to have answers to. So I'm just following the story. Now, I'm not saying that Rico story is false. I'm not saying that he was not used or abused or taken advantage of. I can't tell him his story. Right. He said he didn't want to do work, but that's where your family is and that's where you want to go back to. So I would have went with Carmen just to get back to Atlanta. I would have just went with Carmen just to get back to Atlanta, to get to where I claimed where I want to be. I would have went with her just to get back to where I want to be. And like I was saying, I'm not saying that Rico's story is false, but I haven't heard Rico's story. I have just heard the friend's story that allegedly helped him to get away from them. I would love to hear more from Rico because I have questions. Like, I really want to understand, like, was the friendship bad? Was it that bad? Did you really feel used and abused? What was the actual issue? you know. And from my understanding, if he is on Ozempic for diabetes, I hope that he has medical coverage and that he's able to get his medication, because if he is diabetic, that's serious. That's not something he should go without. Now, Carmen said he still has his medical card, so maybe he took it with him. But they said that the medical card is not for coverage in wherever he is. It's for the state that he's supposed to live in. Now, he can't just go make an appointment in another state with that medical card, like a regular doc. He could go to like an emergency room or something. But then you got out of state bills. You'll have like an out of network, probably copay attached to that. And the medical is in his name, but is under the care of Carmen. So if he creates a bill out of state, that bill is going to fall on Carmen because it's going to be in her name as the policy holder. Maybe he hadn't thought it would stay bad that long. One has to hope they can mend. Yeah, but Chef Carmen only been in Atlanta because she just was in Houston because Tay was sick before the storm, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And based on the timeline that I went to go look, she's been in Atlanta maybe 2 weeks, maybe three. So, in the time that Carmen was not there, you decided it's too much. I gotta go. I just want to understand why he felt like he had to. Did he feel like they would try to talk him out of it? Was he afraid to express that he wanted to? Like, what was it? Because from my understanding, Carmen said Rico would curse her out all the time, catch an attitude, curse her out. They would fight and stuff like brother and sister. And then like it would cool down and Carmen would say, "You still mad at me? You gonna be nice today?" So don't sound like he was like a sucker or nothing. Yeah, we back, Mel. We back, we back, we back. So you see what I'm saying? So for me, it's a lot of holes. I'm listening to Carmen's side. I've listened to Tay explanation for some of the stuff that they're saying. I've listened to what little Rico has said. And like I'm saying, Rico hasn't said no chef's been in Atlanta for a month working. I went back because I heard that, but based on the timeline, a couple of weeks ago, she was in Houston with Tay. Was that longer? Did I count wrong? Maybe I counted wrong. I could have counted wrong. I should have looked at the dates. I think that said March. That might have said March when she was in Houston. You right. You right. You right. You right. You right. 2, 3. It looked like that was her kitchen though 3 weeks ago. That wasn't her kitchen 3 weeks ago. I know she been in Atlanta for a minute. She been going for a couple of weeks for sure. I was trying to go get like a date on her lives for when she actually um left Houston and was in Atlanta. So I got a lot of questions. I'm not saying that Rico that the story is not what they not even Rico what the people are presenting it as. And I'm not saying that what Chef Carmen them is saying is not the truth. I'm Chef Carmen and them story, explanation for things. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's her niece kitchen. The explanation that Chef Carmen and them is giving in the story, like the info, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it don't make sense because it definitely makes sense. It makes sense. And especially with even with the littlest thing of them trying to make it seem like he ain't even have medical when that was a lie. He did have medical. So I don't know. It's sad though. 33-year friendship gone. I just hope that people hearts was in the right place and I hope that they are going to help him move forward and live a comfortable life. I know they putting together a cruise for Rico. And I'm like, dang, he gonna go on a cruise. He gonna go on a cruise. But I remember when Carmen was trying to get him to go to the cruise with them, and he like, no, I don't want to go. So I'm like, dang, you ain't gonna hang with them on a cruise, but you gonna go to a cruise with these people who, at one point, you didn't even like either. He's probably going to come back. I wouldn't let him come back after this, Bell. If I was Carmen, right, and the stuff that he's allowing people to paint me as that is not true, and I was nothing but good to you, and you go with these people and find out it's not what you thought it was going to be and it don't work out, you would not be able to come back. You would not be able to come back. And what is he going to come back to? Because Chef Carmen said she going to figure out how to pack up this apartment, get rid of the stuff, and she going to not pay the. She's going to get rid of the apartment. So that would mean she would have to put him up in another apartment if he were to come back. If he was to come back, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Especially after you left me and you went to sit with a bunch of my ops, people who are trying to take me down. I'm in court with people back and forth. These are the people you are now sitting with. You would not be able to come back 33 years or not. It would be a wrap. Like, I wish you well, want nothing but the best for you, and hope you do well, whatever you choose, but you wouldn't be able to come back on my dime. You wouldn't be able to come back on mine. So I don't know. Now, I don't think she's going to put him back up, but I think she will accept his friendship back. Nah, I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Not after I carried you for all those years, and you gonna do me like that? No, 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 no. No way, Jose. No way, because then I'm gonna have to doubt. I'm gonna have to wonder. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm back. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? My son called me. Watching that live, she doesn't seem to have hard feelings. No, I think she's trying. I don't know. I can't speak for her. I'm just saying, like, he picked his side. He would have to stay there. My friend betrayed me twice. I forgave her, but I can't never be her friend ever again in life. No, I had a friend for 36 years and she messed it up. Ain't no going back. She didn't like the truth. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want no harm for him, but I couldn't, like I was about to say to y'all, you got to kind of put yourself in Chef Carmen's shoes. And why I say, I think she would be a fool if she was to because of these reasons. It's not just a situation where a friendship falls apart. It's a situation where you're losing your friend, and not only lost your friend, but you're going to sit with the very people who are dragging me through the mud and trying to take me down. The very people who likely had a part in the reason why I left. I lost a big chunk of my income from social media. A part of the reason why the money is not spilling in the way it used to, so I could lace your pockets the way it used to. The same people who have me in and out of court, the same people who are stalking me and trolling me and coming into my personal space while I'm out on vacation with my wife. So I could never allow someone who would go sit with those type of people come back and sit with me on a personal level, because now I will always have to wonder. I gotta watch my tongue around you. I gotta watch what I show you. I gotta watch what I do, because what if you are reporting back to these people? What if you are what do they call, a mole in my camp? And now I have to wonder, like, I hope that Carmen wasn't doing anything foul or malicious or anything that Rico could take back to those people, because if this is a situation, and this is just me talking, not saying that this is what's going on, just trying to give a reason why I wouldn't let someone like that come back into my space if indeed all of this is a made up fabricated story. If it's a made up fabricated story, because I'm like, this lady who was supposed to be my friend come in all of a sudden be your friend, and all of a sudden you leaving in the middle of the night. So what if she all in your ear and you telling her my business and taking it back to these same group of individuals who doing all this harm to me? I understand her when it comes to that, because why go to the people have wanted bad for me, right, Jacqueline? So this is what I was saying too. See, I don't know the backstory, so I'm speaking blindly, just speaking from reading CC body language, right? So that's why I gave you painted a picture for you. But right, Jacqueline, my thing was this: him leaving is not problematic. If you a grown man, if you wanted to go, this was it for you. You decided, this train ride has come to its last stop for me. I'm ready to move on to something different. Cool. Do you? Him leaving is not the problem. What looks funny and makes it questionable is not only do you leave, but you end up sitting with the very people who are targeting me. You sitting with some of the people from what I understand, you yourself used to talk about and didn't like and couldn't stand, but now these are your saviors. Now these are your saviors. That's like, I'm Bill, if you listening, my bad, right? But it's kind of like the Bill situation with May, right? Bill and May was friends. He was on her team, he was her admin, he was her friend, they talked, da 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 da. And they friendship end for whatever reason it ended. And then soon after that, he's sitting on a panel of a bunch of people who he himself despised and talked trash about and didn't like because they were targeting his friend. And now you friends with all those people that you knew was coming for me and my ops and trying to destroy what I got going on. Now you sitting with them people. You can't never come back after that. We can't do nothing with each other. I could, wish you the best and I want no bad for you, but you can't come sit with me. You can't come sit with me no more. Chef is hurting, but she is feeling betrayed. She still loves Rico, but she's scared that these people that he's dealing with now are not going to take care of him like she took care of him. That's why I said I hope he made the right decision. I hope that when he left, he really wanted to leave on his own accord. I hope nobody got in his ear and convinced him that he was in a bad position. Um, uh, you know, I can't imagine what Chef is feeling, or it's 33-year friendship. Y'all both got to be feeling something. Rico got to be feeling something. It has to be a loss for him. It's definitely a loss for Carmen. Hey, Edith, because you are wrong, point blank and period. That man ain't never said he couldn't stand those people. That's just Carmen talking, shaking my head. You are very biased and one-sided, Summer, and need to research your facts before reporting on this story. Okay, Kimberly. They made fun of him. Right. These same people made fun of him on their lives. And I heard that myself. Talking about he's slow and, calling him names and da 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 da. So now all of a sudden y'all want to help him? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know why you keep saying I'm being one sided. I'm reporting what's being reported on these lives, Kimberly. I'm reporting what's being reported on these lives. That's it. That's all. And I keep asking people, send me whatever y'all have. Send me some of this stuff y'all talking about, y'all seen or heard for yourselves. Not hearsay, not third party, not speculation, not y'all feelings for whatever reason. I would like to see actual footage of individuals doing these certain things or these certain things happening. That's it. It's questionable. It don't gotta be questionable for y'all. It's questionable to me based on what I know from what's come out on these lives. And I also made it very clear that I'm not saying that whatever Rico's story is, whatever that might be, because we haven't heard Rico's story. We have only heard what everybody